Hey guys, so for today's video I'm doing a dance related video. I have done one previous dance related video in the past which was a dance Q&A. I'll link that in the description if you're interested. Today I thought I would do kind of just going through my dance journey kind of thing so far. So I have some notes on my phone. Things still might not be in a great order. Just because it was kind of hard to remember exactly when everything happened and when everything was. And then as I was writing notes, I would remember about other things and then put them in. So it might be a little bit mismatched, but hopefully it's not too complicated and you can understand it and make sense of it. So yeah, let's just get right into it, shall we? So I started dancing originally when I was probably about 8. I was in primary school at the time, and a few of my friends there actually did dance at this particular place, and one friend said to me that I should join and give it a try. So I joined and went there every Saturday. We would learn 3 styles of dance every weekend, and that would be ballet, jazz and tap. I seem to remember the classes being around £10 a class. I don't remember exactly how long we spent on each style every week, but I feel like £10 for 3 styles of dance is not a bad price. And a bonus to this was the place where the dance classes were held was literally right around the corner from my house, so it was like super easy to get to as well. So from this dance class I actually still have my original leotard. So this was my first dance leotard. It's just this black long sleeved leotard, and we would pair that with a little black skirt. And basically the black leotard and skirt was our uniform every weekend. I only took one exam when I did dance when I was younger, and I guess it must have been after the exam, but we like kind of upgraded to blue leotards and skirts. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I assume it must have been after the exam. Unfortunately I don't have the leotard. I don't know what happened to it, but I do still have the blue skirt. So we then like kind of upgraded to a blue uniform instead of the black. And I feel like since I only did one exam, I must have only done dance for like a year at this point. And then I left when I was probably about 9. I actually still have the plaque somewhere from my first exam. I don't know where it went, but I definitely still have that. And then once I left at the age of 9, I kind of just didn't really dance for a while. I didn't start dancing again until I was like 17, nearly 18. So it was quite a while. It was quite a long time of not dancing. I remember once actually when it was around the time Justin Bieber's As Long As You Love Me video came out. So probably around 2012. I actually learned a small section of the choreography, and I would like teach all of my friends it at the time in high school. So I guess deep down I always kept my love for dance. I just never really realised at that time how badly I wanted to dance, I guess. I don't really know how to put it. And then at about 17, nearly 18, I decided to start looking for classes again. I went to an open evening at a college near me, and I'd just finished a course a few years before this, and I was looking for something different. I didn't want to continue with that course, so I was looking for something different to try. So I asked my mum, who was with me at the time, if we could go look into the dance course. We went in and spoke to them, and they said they had a course on at the time that was mostly contemporary based. I don't think they do this course anymore. And they also told me that I could do another course alongside this course as well. So I managed to find a contemporary dance class that conveniently was actually run in a studio at the college. And so I started contemporary in 2015. Up until this point, contemporary was a style I'd never done before. But yeah, so I was 17, nearly 18 when I started contemporary in 2015. I don't remember exactly why, but I actually ended up not doing the course in the end. I think it turned out that I couldn't do another course alongside it as well. Like I said, I don't remember exactly why, but I ended up not doing the course. I did continue contemporary, however, as I really enjoyed that. I continued contemporary up until probably about 2017. I don't remember doing it through 2018, so it must have been 2017. During the time of doing contemporary, however, between 2015 and probably 2017, in 2016 I actually started doing ballet again. I started ballet again in January of 2016. At this point I was 18, nearly 19. I actually still remember my first class pretty well. I just feel like there are some things with dance that you never forget. And so I still remembered like the 5 main foot positions and like the basic stuff that I'd learned as a kid. I do remember my first ballet class back feeling very at ease. The teacher was super easy to talk to, I feel like she's just the kind of person who you just instantly feel like you've known forever. But yeah, and then I think we started with a different teacher not long after that. The teacher who still teaches us now. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, she's also amazing. She's also super easy to talk to as well. Like, I feel like the good thing in a dance teacher is when they're just super easy to talk to because it puts you at ease in classes. Both teachers inspire me so much. They're both really amazing, great teachers, and they're super helpful. I don't remember when exactly, but probably around 2016, 2017, I decided to retry talking to the people at the college about the dance course. Since they didn't do the course that I had been told about the first time anymore, they told me that this time I would have to do an audition or take a workshop. And I remember the first teacher we had for ballet had said to me that she would help me put together an audition if I needed her to, which I thought was really nice because I hadn't known her that long. But like I said before, she's just that kind of person that you just feel like you've known her forever. So there was a part of this course that kind of put me off, and basically the course would require singing. And so I was like, okay, I want to give this a try if there's any way that I can. So I'm gonna see if there's a way around the singing, because I feel like at this point I was probably about 19, and so I just didn't feel like professional dance was for me, and I still really kind of don't feel like professional dance is for me. Like, I would much prefer to teach than be like a professional dancer. Also, I don't know what age companies stop taking like dancers anyway as well. But plus with me, I feel like just being put on a stage to dance is not my thing. Personally, I'd rather help in a class or teach dance. I don't know, it's just like, I don't see professional dance for me, I see teaching for me. Teaching dance is definitely a goal for me. I just feel like it's what I want to do as like a career. I'm actually trying to get more experience to work towards that one day, because basically I just want to be able to help people in the way that my dance teachers have helped me, and I want to be able to like inspire people like with dance and teach them the art of dance and teach them that passion for dance that I have. Okay, back to the course anyway. I chose to try the workshop, even though I kind of had a feeling that I would be saying no at the end of it, as there was no way to avoid singing. They did say it would probably just be like simple stuff like singing your name across the floor and things like that, but I don't sing. Like, singing is not my thing. I definitely prefer to dance. I prefer to express myself through dance instead of singing. Singing just is not my thing. I do remember the workshop pretty well as well though, and I remember it being fairly hard, but I mean at this point I was still pretty new to dance, so I kind of expected it to be a little bit hard, because obviously being new to dance, I was still learning quite a lot of kind of basic stuff myself. I feel like I still really enjoyed it though. It was a really good learning experience for me, I feel like. But like I said, I went into the workshop thinking that I was probably going to say no at the end of it because of the singing, but at least I tried it. So once the workshop was over, I had full intentions of saying like, look, this isn't for me, I don't think I'm at the right level for this yet, and like I said, basically just turning it down myself. So as I walked over to the tutor to talk to her about how it went and what I was thinking about the course, she actually said to me herself that she didn't think I was ready and they weren't going to take me onto the course. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of that I wasn't ready and they weren't going to take me onto the course. And I remember this was kind of like my first dance rejection as such, and I remember feeling kind of disappointed, because even though I had like in my head that I was going to say no for myself, I feel like it's one thing to be thinking that you're going to say no yourself and turn it down yourself and to have made that decision, but I feel like it's another thing to have someone tell you that you're not ready yourself and tell you no, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that makes sense, but to me it was like, it was one thing to have decided myself to say no, but then to have them tell you no themselves, it definitely made me feel a little bit disappointed. Okay, if the setup's changed a little bit, that's just because my camera battery ran out, so I had to plug it in for a little bit to hopefully get this video finished. But yes, I knew I probably wasn't at their level or ready for the course, but it's one thing when you've made the decision yourself, but I feel like when somebody else says it for you, it feels like they've kind of made the decision for you. I don't know, I feel like I've gone on about that for quite a while now. As for like dance rejections, I don't think I've had many more since then, but I've mainly just been focusing on class each week and like going to class as much as I can. I haven't really been focusing on anything else other than just building up like my not experience, what's the word? Knowledge, I guess? I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyway. After the workshop, I did actually lose quite a bit of confidence with dance. And the first teacher I mentioned actually really helped me to build my confidence with dance back up. Like I said before, the workshop was a really good learning experience. I definitely feel like it taught me a lot. And it gave me kind of an insight into what like college dance was like what the courses were like there. So that's all about the course, I think. Now going back to 2017 when I left contemporary, I feel like it must have been around this time. I'm not really sure exactly when it was, but I actually did give another style of dance a go. I don't remember exactly when it was as to whether it was before or after I left contemporary, but I decided to give acro a go, which is acrobatic dance. And so my mum contacted a studio near me because I don't think the studio I go to does acro. And so that studio set me up a free trial kind of class. Acro, however, at this time didn't work out, as we booked the free trial class and I went to the studio expecting to be put in like a class with my kind of age, or like a beginner's class of my kind of age. Like you kind of just assume you're going to be put in with people nearer your age. But when I went in, I was actually put in a class with 9-year-olds, which wasn't a problem. It wasn't a huge problem, but I was like probably around 19 at the time. So I was like 10 years older than these kids. And so bear that in mind, like when you're put in a class with 9-year-olds and you're like 19, you kind of stand out. The good thing about all of that was little kids don't judge you, and so I didn't feel like anyone was judging me. So I guess that worked out. Yeah, I didn't end up going to that studio again just because it made me kind of uncomfortable, the fact that they put me in a class with children when I was 19 just because I was like a beginner. Because like the last thing you want when you're new to something is to be put in a class where the kids can do some of the basic tricks that you're trying to learn. I feel like that can be a little bit awkward, but like I said, luckily children don't judge, so. But yeah, when I have a job myself and I'm able to afford it, I definitely want to give acro another try, but with a different studio near me that I found that do acro as well. And I think I'm going to see if they will do private classes. I know it'll probably cost a little bit more, but I just feel like if I'm in a private class, it's like one-on-one. I can kind of take things at my own pace, if you know what I mean. But yeah, back to the part about leaving contemporary. I think I decided to leave because yes, I absolutely loved contemporary. The classes were great and I loved what I learned, but I just never fully felt like I fit in the class. I did, however, learn a lot from contemporary, but I was actually the youngest in the class at this point. Like everyone else in the class was older than me, and so I kind of felt like, not that it was modified, I feel like that's too strong of a word, but I feel like it was a little bit simplified, as I feel like it was more of kind of like an adult contemporary class. It kind of just felt like it was for fun rather than to like be taken seriously how I want to take dance. Like I want to make dance a career and I didn't feel like I would get that out of this. I'm not saying anything bad towards like the people there or anything. They were all really, really nice and we did learn a lot of like cool tricks and cool things, but I just never felt like I fully fit in, and I feel like that made class kind of uncomfortable sometimes. Because I felt like it was kind of simplified, I also felt as though I was never learning everything that I wanted to learn, and I just didn't feel like I was getting out of it what I wanted to get out of it. Like I wasn't learning half of the tricks I wanted to learn or anything like that, and I could have stayed longer and they could have started teaching these things. It could have just been like the level we were at and the way we were all progressing, but I just felt like if I wasn't comfortable, why would I keep going? Do you know what I mean? Like I never felt comfortable. I always felt awkward the fact that I was the youngest one there, and I never felt like I fit in properly, because being the youngest one there, I did dress a lot different to everyone else as well. Whereas ballet, you have like a uniform, everyone wears the same thing, so I feel like it's easier to feel like you fit in because everyone's wearing the same thing. But like I said before, I did learn some really cool stuff in contemporary though that I use to this day, and I learned some really like cool things that I wouldn't have learned had I not have gone there. So again, it was a nice learning experience for me. Back to ballet, I do feel like this video, even though it kind of makes sense, it is a little bit jumbled up, so I do apologise for that. I hope it's not too confusing. But I've now been doing ballet again for 3 years. I'm still doing ballet, I absolutely love it. It's amazing and I'm really, really glad I got back into it. I don't know how interesting this will be, but I actually have my current ballet shoes here. So these are my shoes, that's just what they look like. I think I've used them in a thumbnail before. I think for the dance Q&A I used these in a thumbnail, and to be honest they'll probably be in this thumbnail too. But yeah, so those are my ballet shoes. They are just a canvas material with a double elastic here, and they also have a split sole rather than a full sole. Unfortunately I couldn't find my shoes from when I started dance again 3 years ago, but basically they had a full sole at the time because I figured that since I was just starting out again, a full sole would be more supportive for my foot and like my arches and everything, and they just had the one elastic across the top. They were also more of a satin material compared to the canvas. The satin full sole shoes then started to feel tighter though for some reason. I don't really know why, but they just kind of didn't fit properly anymore. So I went to go look for some more, and that is when I tried the canvas and split sole shoes, and I definitely prefer these over my other ones. The split sole just gives my foot like more range of movement, I feel like. And I also feel like the canvas is a better material too because it stretches a little bit more than like the satin material I was wearing previously. But yeah, these shoes have definitely made like pointing my foot and everything way easier than the other ones did, because with the split sole there's like no hard sole piece in the middle like stopping my range of movement, I feel like. I don't know how much that'll make sense. As for dance styles, I currently just take ballet, but as I mentioned before, I'm hoping to start acro sometime this year, to be honest. There are other styles too, like I would like to restart tap one day, but for now I'm just doing ballet. I forgot to mention this before, but I actually did work experience with my ballet teacher a couple of years ago. I loved it, and I basically just assisted her teaching ballet. But yeah, that definitely helped me decide that teaching dance was definitely something I wanted to do as a career, among other things. I actually remember my dance teacher would walk out of work experience with me while I was waiting for my mum to come pick me up, and we would just like chat about dance and stuff. She actually said to me one day, is this something you would want to do? And I was like, definitely, I'd love to teach dance one day with ballet and maybe some other styles. Like I said before, this is definitely something I see myself doing as a career, among other things. Like I definitely have other things I want to do as careers as well, but dance is definitely one of the main ones. Okay, before I fully wrap this up, let's talk about injuries. So, basically, contemporary, I think I just had the one injury, and it wasn't exactly an injury as such. It was kind of just an issue. But anyway, so I had a bit of back pain for a while. I think it was because one trick that we were doing at that time in a piece of choreography, I had to kind of like roll over someone else's back, and I think it was just an awkward thing for my back to have to keep doing, like over and over, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so contemporary, that was basically the only injury, and like I say, it wasn't exactly an injury, it was just kind of an issue. As for ballet, 2016 went great, but then the end of 2016 I did a jump and I kind of landed it funny. I don't remember exactly what jump it was or how I landed it or anything like that, but I landed it awkwardly and it didn't hurt at that time, so I just continued on with what I was doing, and to be fair, it felt fine. And then into early 2017, probably around January, like a month later I feel like, my left ankle started hurting and I couldn't figure out why. I then remembered that I had landed the jump about a month earlier funny, and I figured that must have been why. Although I did wonder why it took like a month to show up. But anyway, so I went to the doctor to find out more about that, and they sent me to physio, who then sent me to into like an ankle class, which basically was in the gym in the hospital every week, either once or twice a week. I feel like that depended on your schedule, so like once or twice a week I would go into this like gym room at the hospital and had like all gym equipment and all kinds of other physio equipment and stuff in there. And the physiotherapist would basically give you a sheet with your own like kind of personalised circuit, so to speak, with like stretches and exercises on to do for your particular injury. I think that must have gone on for about 6 weeks or longer. I do, however, feel like my ankle still isn't 100%. I try and exercise it like I would in physio and just exercise it in general whenever I can, just to kind of keep working on it. I mean, coming back from a dance injury is never easy, but yeah, obviously it does take a lot to build like an injured area back up. I do remember though, I didn't dance pretty much the whole of 2017 because of my ankle. And obviously as a dancer, or I feel like in any hobby, when you can't do it, you want to do it more. I did, however, do bar in class every now and then. I don't remember whether this was during physio or after physio, I'm not sure, but I did do bar Maybe that was when I started dancing again so that I could like build back up in class. But anyway, yeah, I did bar because obviously that is nothing too strenuous, and it was nothing that would put too much pressure on my ankle. Yeah, so that is pretty much all on injuries. I guess I'm kind of lucky that over the last like 4 years of dancing, I haven't really injured myself that much or that bad. Like, I guess I'm quite lucky in that sense. But yeah, to wrap this video up, because it's probably super long already, I currently do just ballet. I want to try acro and like I want to learn like cool tricks and stuff to be able to incorporate into my own stuff. I also want to start contemporary again, maybe tap one day. As for contemporary, the studio that I looked up for acro actually do contemporary as well. And when I looked up the syllabus, it has a lot of the stuff in that I wanted to learn originally for contemporary. So I think when I can eventually, I will go to them. Maybe, I'm not sure. I guess I'll kind of talk to different people and figure out where's best. As I said, I'd like to start tap again at some point too. The studio I go to currently for ballet actually do tap as well, so I know the option is there to start there when I'm ready to do that. But I feel like I'm not in as much of a rush to start tap again. I kind of want to try like a new style more at the moment. I also have plans to upload a video sometime this year of like my own choreography, or maybe have a teacher help me with some. There are a couple of pieces of my own choreography that I'm really happy with. I'm no expert or professional, I just really like being creative and creating choreography. I don't know how that upload would work though with copyright and everything, but hopefully it would work out okay and I'd be able to share some of my own choreography or work on some with a teacher to share with you guys. It actually is one of my 2019 goals to upload a dance video. And yeah, I think that is it. So that is my dance journey so far. Maybe I'll do more videos like this in the future. If I start like a new style, I'll update you on that and like update you as I go through dance a bit more. But yeah, that is my dance journey so far. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe down below. If you have any dance questions for me, leave them in the comments. If you have any dance related video ideas, leave them in the comments. If you have any general video ideas, leave them in the comments as well. I think that's it for this video. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you guys soon for more videos. Bye guys!